A very good morning to you, craft lot. I thought I'd start in the rig again because the other day when we started this baby had less of sort of buffering all the way through the video. So let's try. I'm going to show you what we're going to make first and then I can turn you around and talk to you. How's everybody this morning? I had a bit of a lay-in this morning, so I'm nice and relaxed. I'm just going to bring up the video on the page so I can see all your lovely comments. Morning Linda, morning Sarah, morning Maxine. Right, so today, just wait sort of another few seconds more just to sort of see everybody joining us before I start to show you how to make these lovely bracelets. I love these because they are such an easy make. You're going to set the Rivolis into the holders first and then you're going to string them up into little bracelets. Really, I guess like a high street look you get here. Really nice and very sparkly. Now the Rivolis themselves are only acrylic, so they won't break at all. They're really nice and there's a very good quality because they sparkle so much as well. Very easy make. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to set the Rivolis into the settings. Which color shall we work with? Let me know which color do you want me to work with. So we got the aqua, we got the monochrome, and we got the purples. Probably maybe the aqua or the monochrome comes across much better because you got 3 different shades of color here. So you're doing like a little bit of an ombre effect, and you can see those ones better. So let me know which one you want me to show you, and then I can show you that colorway. So until you're gonna text me in and say what color do you want me to show you, I'm gonna say hello all of you. Morning Lucy, morning Helen, Annie, Joe, Edward, Wendy, Di, Margaret, Tracy, Paula, Tina, Doris, and Tida. Doris, I sorted out your beads and then they should be on the way to you today. Just to let you know, Doris asked me to match some colors up for her and I did yesterday and we sorted it all out, so it's on the way to you. We might get it today or Monday. Let me just go back. Morning Antida, Margaret, Ned, Debbie, Bernie, Julie, Adelina, Jenny, Maxine, Mary, Jane, Margaret, Camille. Oh gosh, there's so many of you here. Sheila, Pamela, Dee, Lynn, Ian, Nat, Ruth, Karen, Linda, Diane, Chitty, Gillian, Adelina. Right, okay, so a lot of you saying the aqua and the monochrome. Which one was the first one? The monochrome, teal aqua, aqua, purple, teal, purple, aqua, aqua, aqua. Right, so let's do the aqua then. A lot of you saying the aqua. Now the aqua is using this gold settings. Now the settings are the same in all of the colors. I'll show you. You can buy them separately on the website, and we got some kits on there as well. Now the settings are made of iron, and they got these lovely little lips, which then holds down our square Rivolis. So let me just get this out of the way. I'm trying to keep my mat more clear for you, so there is no autofocus on the. I think that could be another reason why we have the autofocus on the camera itself, because if we got so much thing in the background, perhaps the camera doesn't know what to focus on. Right, so first of all, we're gonna set, I need a few more of these, our Rivolis into the setting. But before I do that, let me just bring this in. So on our website, which is totallybeads.co.uk, on the left hand side or up the top are the categories. You got a page called Facebook tutorials, a category. Now in this category we have that's today's ones, but there is loads of other ones we did over the last sort of months now. I think this is week 11 maybe we're doing it. I keep losing the way where we're doing. So if you go into today's ones, you can see there is no PDF today because it's such an easy technique. And anyway, the instructions would be relevant to the Rivoli holder itself, I guess. So you can buy your Rivoli separately. They're 25p each. They are really, really cheap. And we got 3 bracelet kits there as well. We got an aqua, we got a monochrome, and we got a purple. Now, they used to be £26, but they're £14.99 today. So it's like almost half price. They're on really good offer. Now, each of those kits make 3 bracelets. And when I'm saying bracelets, I probably, because I got a really large wrist, so for me these are Sarah's size bracelets. She made these ones up, so she would definitely get 3 bracelets out. I got a really large wrist, so I probably need a bracelet and a quarter to have 1 bracelet for me. And I like to wear my bracelets quite loose as well, so just sort of have a little bit of movement in there. Just take this off. Right, so your setting. Now this is really easy to work with them because there is not, they're not really hard, the loops are not really hard to turn. So if your fingers are stronger, like I quite like to do with my hands first, and then I would go back and tighten them up with my pliers as well, but I'll show you how to do them. And that's the 3rd color. So in the kit, which is what I got in front of me, there is 3 different colors. So you got this really nice, very light aqua color, and then you go into this medium sort of darker aqua, light turquoise, to go into this really nice tealy color as well. So what I love about this, then we can, well, you don't have to use all 3 colors, but when you use all 3 colors, it just makes a really nice pattern. So the first thing you're going to do, I'll just hold the holders in my hand, and I'm going to take the Rivoli and I'm just going to place it on the top. Now there is 2 ways you can do it. I like to hold it sort of between my index finger and my thumb, just sort of like you would hold a sandwich, I guess, and just with my other index finger and thumb on my other hand, I'm just going to push these 2 little prongs in. Then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and push these 2 in and place it to the side. So I would batch do these, and then I would come in with my pliers. I would shut my pliers. I'm not trying to squeeze anything in. I would shut my pliers and just add a tiny little push on the top, just to do the sort of last little curve on every single prongs, just to make sure they're really nice and secure and they're all done, and then set it to the side. That's done. That's great. As the Rivoli holder's got 2 holes at the bottom, I'll just show you in an open one properly, you can see it better. So you can see there is 2 holes going through there. We're going to use these 3 holes to string our elastic through and make the bracelet itself. Now, well, there's 2 things you could do. You could string everything on, all of these and the little beads on your elastic first and add your Rivolis afterwards. I find it easier to set the Rivolis first, and then I just string this up as like workable components. I will leave the last one once I strung it on. I got a bracelet half done here, because the last one I always leave open so I can hide the knots of the elastic inside them, but I will show you this when we come to it. So let's just set a few more into place. So I'm going to do this medium color again very quickly. I can just sort of go in and add my square Rivolis, and then I'm going to come back and tighten it up. So if I got a particular pattern in mind, I will take those colors and do those colors in a row, I guess, on my mat. So I'm going to use all 3 colors here because I just love the shading of these bracelets, and they look really upmarket. There's something what you would get in the supermarket, not the supermarkets, on the high streets, I guess. Now, the only thing you have to watch out for when you setting your Rivolis, when you pick up your holder, you must place the Rivoli nice and straight on top of it. So if you are in an angle, you can see one corner is going to go in more than the others, but then on the other side you're going to have a gap. So you must make sure you place it on there very carefully, nice and straight, and then it will stay nice and straight. And you can see very quickly I can set those in there. Sheila's saying, I'm going to buy a kit as I think this is something my autistic daughter will be able to do with a bit of help. Yes, certainly. And I think things like this, when they are really sparkly and they're not hard thing to do as well, they quite memorized by it. And, you know, it's anything makey and anything craft is quite therapeutic, I guess. So, and it's quite, it's not, I wouldn't say it's just youngster look. Something like this is quite ageless, I guess, because you can, but then you could do so many different things with it. I'm going to add little metal seed beads, not seed beads, metal 2mm metal spacer beads between, but you could add larger seed beads, you could add crystal beads, you could add pearl beads, you could add any beads in between your, just to space them out a little bit. See, I went wrong here because I didn't place it right straight. So I'm going to pick it back out. Oh, I'm trying to go too fast for you now. And place it in. Turn it around. That's it. And nice and straight. Oh, Simon just put a message under. So when you buy 10 or more of these lovely Rivolis, because they are available separately as well at 25p each. So when you buy 10 or more, you can get it at 22p each. So you get a bit of a saving there as well. It's a really nice and easy and relaxed make. I love these Rivolis, and we have them in drop shape, we have them in round shapes, we have them in square shapes. They make really easy, very sort of glitzy, glinty, really more expensive looking jewelry than what it is. And with these holders, they're just sort of a no-brainer. They're really easy to make. Oh, I've done the same colour again, so I need a lighter one. Dan is asking, is that only for the same color? I think so, yes. Yes, because it's a multi-buy offer on the product itself. So I'm just going to place this in. So if you just joined us, we are making, these are very easy technique, these lovely bracelets. These are the square Rivoli bracelets. You need to set the Rivolis themselves into these settings, but it's so easy. I'm just going to show you again and talk you through it again. Each of these bracelet kits has 3 different colors in them. So the monochrome's got a black, got like a crystally clear one, and maybe like a smoky grey one in there. The aqua has 3 different shades, so you got like more like a tealy shade, and then sort of an aqua and a light aqua shade in there. The purple is very similar to of the shades, but there is 3 shades in there as well. It's very nice and easy make. They are elastic, so it's really easy to put on. One kit will make you 3 bracelets. My wrists are a little bit larger than normal, and I always say this, the normal ones what you buy in the supermarkets or available in any other jewelers never really fit me, and I like to wear my jewelry loose as well. So for me, I probably need about a bracelet and a quarter to make my bracelet. So there is 20 of each color of the Rivolis in your set, and on this bracelet I got 24. So yes, so I just need a little bit longer than sort of a normal size, but even then I could make 2 bracelets out of it and have a few components to sort of play with it and do something else with it. I'm going to need a few more of these. So to set your Rivoli in, it's really easy. The holder has got 2 holes at the bottom, which are going to connect up for our bracelet. It's got this lovely little prongs here, which we're gonna hold down our square Rivoli. So I'm just gonna hold it nice and straight and gonna place the Rivoli on top of it. Then I'm gonna hold it like you would hold a sandwich, I guess. And with my other hand, with my other index and thumb, I'm just gonna push these two together and place it down, and then I'm on to the next one. And once I usually, so when I batch make them or batch do them, I usually do this first for all of my Rivolis. Make sure you, at the beginning, you put it on straight, because if you don't put it on straight and one of your corner is further in than the others, which is fine, but then on the other side, you're going to have a gap. So that's the only thing I guess you have to look out for, is to place it on there nice and straight, and then turn down your prongs. And the lighter color we need, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This will be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's it. That's all we need. 7 more. And I'm going to keep this bracelet. I started to make bracelets or necklaces, whatever, making these Facebook lives in the color what I like to use, so I can have, because I make so much samples for work. I make, you know, I don't make jewelry to sell because I just purely haven't got the time, but I do make stuff for family and friends. And I did like beaded candle holder last year for Christmas. I did you know, little earrings I always do for my cousins when we go over there, even in summer or Christmas. Just a little present, doesn't take long, and it's just really nice. I think my cousin, my smaller cousin, she's a bit younger than me. So she's 13 years younger than me, and she loves all that jewelry what I I'll make for her and take for her. She really loves them. She's a school teacher, bless her. And I think she's got quite a little collection now. So these are acrylic. They're not glass. So I had a high quality one I made with some of different, it's a different brand. It's a very, very well-known high quality brand. And what happened is, we were away in a hotel. It was a slightly bit different shape as well. The stone was like a little bit bigger, and we were away in a hotel, and I dropped the bracelet on the floor what I was wearing, and because the floor was granite, then my Rivoli cracked in half. So with this, because they are acrylic, there is no way they can break. So they are really the perfect, and they are so sparkly. You would, if you just look at it, you would never be able to tell they're just acrylic. So that's what I love about them, that even though they're made of acrylic, it's this, there's not less sparkle in them. However, there's more strength in them, because if you, I'm quite, I guess, clumsy myself, so I would quite easily drop, well, not would, I am quite easily drop everything all the time. And yeah, so there's something like this is perfect for me, because I know it's not going to break. And like, you know, if you wanted to do this in Swarovski, with Swarovski crystals, we're talking about probably about £100 per bracelet. So value for money, you really get it here. Diane is asking, could you glue the Rivoli in place? Yes, you could. However, if you glue it down, what you have to make sure that you don't block these holes up, because we're gonna put our stringing material through that hole. I didn't glue them down. I got a couple of bracelets, and I got some with different shapes as well, because we do like a 10mm square one as well. We do drop shapes as well. So I got a couple of bracelets with 10mm squares. And I didn't glue them down, and they haven't fallen down. So once you actually set all your Rivolis, what I like to do, which I'm not going to sort of take the time and go and do it right now for every single one of them, but I want to show you. Take your pair of pliers, shut the pliers at the end, and just press down on the ends of each of those thongs. Just if you had a little bit of a gap, just closing that gap. So see, I got a tiny bit of gap here. Just curling it on the top of your Rivoli, and you go along. So this one has got a little gap as well. Can you see here? And I'm just gonna go and press on top of these and just close that gap. So I closed it completely. And if I turn it, you can see there's a little bit of a gap there. I hope you can see it. Can you see the little gap just there? And then I'm going to go and just press on the top of it just lightly, doesn't have to be strong, and close that gap completely. So I got a really nice and tight finish. Now you can do this now, or you can do this once you made your bracelet up. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to do these three, then I'm going to show you how to string them up, and once I made my bracelet I can go back and tighten my little prongs then as well. So you're going to use 2 strands of elastic. So what I like to do is to use maybe about 60 centimeter, which is a couple of feet. I'm going to cut it just like that. There is my cutters. I got everything nice and tidy this morning, and then I buried it under my bags. So this is just sort of a 60 centimeter. I like to string them both at the same time. Of course, you could string one side all the way along and come back and string the other side. It's really up to you. I'll just get these ones out of the way because we don't need those anymore. Mina is asking, could you use to make necklaces? Yes, of course you'd use. You would get the most amazing fan effect out of this, because just imagine, so if I added a smaller bead at the top and the larger bead at the bottom, so 2 mil at the top and let's say 4 mil at the bottom, you can see it is fanning out, and then you would have like a really nice natural curve effect with it. Or 3 mil and 4 mil, it's up to you, but you could get the most amazing effect with them in a necklace as well by adding 2 different sizes as you string them on in both holes through. At the top you would add a smaller bead, and at the bottom you would add a larger bead, and it would just create this lovely fan effect all the way through. So yes, you could do necklaces as well. You could even do little earrings, I guess, by just using one hole and loop it around your air wire. So you can do it either way. So you can go all the way along with one strand and then knot that and then work on your other strand. I like to work on both of them at the same time. So I'm just going to take this first Rivoli holder and push my elastic through. Let me just take a sip of my coffee, sorry. Oh, Patricia's saying, these are stunning. Just ordered mine, but finger slip, I might have ordered 2 sets. Oh dear. And that's like me when I go on and I want to buy something on the internet. There was just a bit of fluff on my screen on my iPad, and I just wanted to flick that fluff off. And unfortunately, at the same time I was flicking the fluff off, I pressed the buy it now button. And it just happened. It wasn't me. It was the fluff. Bless. Right. So stringing these on. Now this comes with the kit comes with a round elastic, and don't forget the kit is on offer today. So usually they're £26 and today they're $14.99. So you get a really good value there, and it makes 3 bracelets, or if you Sarah's size, I guess, or normal size. I always say Sarah's size because her wrist is smaller than mine, and I just got this giant wrist, so I need. There's 60 Rivolis in the kit. I need 24 for me. And she only needs, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. She's got 20, yeah. So you could make 3 bracelets out of it, or a couple of larger ones. So because the round elastic is sort of straight, I don't really need to do anything about it. I'm just going to insert it into the hole. I might need to wriggle it a little bit, just sort of twist it backwards and forwards, and it's going to come through the other hole. Now, what I like to do is, because I want to make sure that I sort of stringing them the right way, I'm going to take my other end and straight come through the other hole. So I'm stringing both ends at the same time. I'm going to let this go down at the end, but because I didn't cut my elastic, this is just going to sit there, and we're going to pull some back later on when we're going to tighten up and tie our elastic off. So I'm not too worried about that one. I'm just going to let it sort of dangle at the end. Make sure you keep your work nice and straight so you know which one is your top row and which one is your bottom row. So just pull that to the side, and then next I'm gonna add a little spacer bead to go between. Now these are only little 2mm spacer beads, but you could use larger ones as well. I picked this one up off the mat, but you could quite easily poke it through the mat to get to the hole. Yes, that's better. So I'm just gonna add, that's my top strand, just leave it at the top, and this one is my bottom strand, and go on and leave it at the bottom. So then I'm gonna take my next Rivoli, and I'm just gonna insert it, and I'm just gonna sort of tweak it, Rivoli around once I inserted it, and it will come out on the other side as well. The holes are nice and straight as well, so it's really easy to work with. And then I'm going to insert the top one, and when I pull it down, you're going to see they sit really nice and straight next to each other, just like that. So we started our pattern, and it's really easy because from now on, all you're going to do, you're going to add a little bead in the middle. It's easier if because the elastic I'm using is 0.8 elastic, and the holes on these spacer beads are about 0.8 as well because they're 2mm. So it's easier to sort of poke them at the mat rather than picking them and trying to roll it in my finger as well. And do excuse my hands because I desperately need to do my nails, but I'm going to do them later on today. And my fingers are so dry as well. I suppose all my skin is so dry at the moment with the loads of hand washing. So that's it. We added another one, and you're going to go on all the way and adding all your crystals. Now I'm using 3 different colors here to create a lovely ombre effect. So I'm just going to add a couple more on there just to show you. Really easy, very relaxed make, I guess. So I'm just going to add one at the top, one at the bottom, and then add my next Rivoli. These holders will make it really nice and easy. So what I just did here, I twisted my strand. So I'm gonna untwist it before I go through because I don't want a twisted bracelet. That's it, and just pull it nice and up. So I'm back to the darker color again. So I'm gonna add 2 more spacer beads, and then I'm gonna be the light medium color, and then towards the lighter color as well, and just repeat it all the way down to the end. Dee's saying good morning. Love the colors. Paula's saying good morning. Oh, Diane is saying, I wish you did a pack with the 3 different colors all together. Well, you know, Diane, we just do a pack. So let me show you. If you just joined us, what we're doing, I'm doing this lovely square Rivoli bracelets. They are really easy to make. I'm doing them on elastic, but we can hide the elastic underneath one of these Rivolis, so there is no end, no beginning. You can't see where is it joined at all in this bracelet. And we do 3 different color variants. So you got your purples, although in the purple a couple of the colors are quite similar. I can see it here that they are different, but you might not be able to come up so well on the camera. On the monochrome, I wanted to say macrame, I don't know why. I think my and a sip of my coffee. So the monochrome one has got 3 different colors in there. So you got this jet black, you got this sort of silver gray, medium gray color, and you got your crystal clear color as well. The turquoise one is exactly the same as well. So the turquoise one, you got this really lovely tealy color, and then you got this medium aqua color and this very light aqua color as well, and together I think it makes a really nice pattern. They're really sparkly. They are acrylic, which I think it's really good, because I had a bracelet with something like this on there, which was glass, crystal glass, and I dropped it on a bathroom floor when we were away once in a hotel, and it cracked into half. So with this one you don't have that problem at all. If you're klutzy like me, this will be one of your favorite pieces, because no matter what you bang into, no matter if you drop it, they're not gonna break because they're acrylic. But you can see they are really nice and sparkly. For the naked eye, even if you have it in front of you, you wouldn't see they're just acrylic, and they are. So what we have got on offer today, if I just show you on the website, we got that page which is called Facebook tutorials. So if you go on there, and let me just go back one, and then you come up to this page, that's today's ones. So let's go into today's. And now here we got the elastic on there, you got the Rivoli separately, you got the Rivoli holders separately as well, but we have 3 different kits. So we got the aquas, the monochrome, and the purple. Usually they're £26, but today is $14.99, so it's a really good price. I'm not sure how many we got in stock, but how many we had made up, but once the stock is gone, it's gone. Now with these ones are each of the kits, so you get 3 different, I'll show you in this one monochrome because you can see it properly the best. So you get 3 different colors. Well, actually, why am I doing that? I can show you the kit itself here. So you get 3 different colors. You get your elastic, you get 3 different colors of the Rivolis, you get 20 of each color, you get your spacer bead, and you get 60 of the Rivoli holders as well. So in each of the colors there are enough to make 3 bracelets. Now my wrist is a little bit larger than normal, so I always have that problem when I go into, you know, any of the jewels or anywhere, and sometimes there is a bracelet where I just sort of just want to buy for myself because I really like the pattern or the color on there, but unfortunately I always come up that even the largest bracelets they do, it doesn't really fit me. So there was one, it was made by Swarovski, and I really wanted this bracelet, and my husband bought it for me for Christmas, and then I had to take it back, and even the largest one was too small. So that's, I'm sort of giving up a little bit on the high street for bracelets, but I can make my own. So I probably need about 1 1/4 of the bracelet. So I got 24 on my size. Sarah has 20 on hers. So that's your normal size, I guess, to add 20. Murray's saying they look lovely. Yes, they're absolutely lovely. I really love them. They're really oh, actually, we made a mistake here. Look, because I'm sort of chatting away and I didn't pay attention what I picked up. So I'm trying to do the 3 different color to ombre them, and I added 2 dark one next to each other. So let's just take this back. But as you can see, quite easily you can take it back if you need to. You made a mistake. We haven't fixed anything. There's nothing glued together, nothing glued down. You can go all the way around. So that's how easy it is to make it. I'm not sure that I got another bracelet here, which is sort of almost finished. I tied the elastic on there. I might just talk you through that one because I don't want to sort of keep you all day here and just stringing beads on elastic for you. But it's a really easy make. You won't regret it if you get it. I got a monochrome one already, and actually, where is my bracelet? I think I left it upstairs because I had the other sample here. But I really do love it. It just gives you such an elegant sparkle. It's really, really, you get the high street look. So I'm just adding my beads, and then I'm going to add, where's the medium color? So that's my darker color. There it is. So I'm just going to pick this up. And before I go, I'm going to show you again how to set them, because if you just joined us, there's a couple of, oh, see, I made a mistake here. So this is what you have to keep a lookout for, that I strung it the wrong way. So if I bring let's take this down and I'll show you what I did. So you must make sure you keep your top strand and put it through the top hole, and you keep your bottom strand and put him through the bottom hole. Now what I did here, I did it the wrong way, and now if I would string this up, this would be sort of the wrong way around. So that's the only thing, when you string it, you need to make sure. But then equally you could just do the top row first and then come back and do the bottom row. I just find it, if I do both of them at the same time, it's sort of easier for me, because you're working with three colors here as well, and the spacer beads. Sort of it's easier, I guess, not to make a mistake, and I just made a mistake. So that's it. So just gonna keep adding and adding your colors until you get all the way down to the end. And on the last link, I would what do you want me to do? Do you want me to keep on and string it this one until we get all the way down to the end, so I can show you how to knot it together? But we have done quite a few elastic bracelets already, so I think you probably... Oh, could you show us the knotting off? Always have problems here. You do struggle. All right. Okay, so if you want me to, then I'm gonna get this one back, and I'm gonna... We're not gonna make a big bracelet, just gonna make a small bracelet. Maybe I can make this for my little Lucy. She's got the tiniest wrist ever. She's 13. So I'm just gonna add a few more, and then I can show you how to knot it together and what to do with it. So I like to knot it inside one of the Rivoli holders and then add the Rivoli on top of it, so I can completely hide my knots. It makes it look like even more professional, and you know, there's nothing worse when you look at a piece of jewelry and there's a big knot hanging out of it somewhere. So I'm very quickly, when I'm putting it through, the round elastic is sort of straight, but you can just sort of tweak it and twirl it a little bit in your hand, and then it will come through on the other side. So just insert it. And then, oh, that's it. We're going straight through there. That's it. Just going to add a few more. Julian's asking, do you use a flat knot when you use elastic? So depending on what elastic I'm using, I actually use different knots. If I use this round elastic, I like to use sort of a normal knot, sort of a half of a reef knot, and then I will use a surgeon's knot, and that's what Sarah prefers as well. And I will show you how to do that one. If I use a flat elastic, which is also called flossy elastic, but we call it flat elastic in the on our website, and that is just like, it's just like dental floss, I guess. And it's not, this one is stretchy, and the dental floss is not stretchy, obviously, but in texture and feel, it's very, very similar. So that's why we call it flossy elastic as well, I suppose. That's the nickname for it. But it's made of fibers, different ways. So the round elastic is quite sort of clear and nice, and there you go, we came through. Nice, and the structure of it is solid. And with the flossy elastic, there are fibers there going through, sort of more like a floss. Where are you, Andy? So with a flat elastic, I would just knot it 1.5 times, and I always add a little bit of nail varnish or a little bit of glue to the end just to hold it together, just on the top of the knots. And I show you where to apply it, because you don't want to apply it all over the knot, and especially not below the knot, because then that would make your elastic a little bit brittle and it could snap. So you just have to put it on tiny on the top of it. What is the elastic? So the elastic I'm using is 8.8 millimeter. And it's a really nice elastic. I use the 0.8 for a lot. I use it for pretty much, I don't know, that's the size I use more. There's 0.6 as well. So if I want to do like little seed bead bracelets, I would use the 0.6. If I want to use really heavy beads, like large 15, 18, 20 mil beads on my bracelet,
Then I use the 1 mil. The flat elastic I use when I have to, I had a sample here. I'll find you just in a minute. I had a sample here. So the flat elastic I like to use when I do multi-row bracelets. When I have to go through, when we use like super duos or 2-hole beads. Oh, there we go. Let me just grab that sample. I just had it here behind me. I was sorting them out yesterday. There we go. So I would use flat elastic when I have a pattern where I got 4 different rows of sort of going on here. It's done with 4 different rows of elastic. And if I did this in round elastic, which I could do in the 0.6, but then it would be really rigid. It wouldn't have this nice elastic, I guess, feeling in it. So for this one, I would definitely use the flat elastic as well. And these ones, because I want it a little bit stronger, I'm using the round elastic as well. But each of us prefer different materials. I'm sure if you ask Sarah when she's doing something, she personally would prefer different materials as well. It's, I think, what you use to and what you like. It's like the thread as well. We always have this discussion that a lot of you using Fireline and Wildfire, which is great. They are really great threads, and I have some as well. And I used them before as well. I prefer Supulon, and I prefer Supulon because it comes in 36 different colors, so I can always match my thread to the color of the seed bead I'm using. So it's just really personal preference. And I tried Nino, I tried all sorts of other threads as well. It's really personal preference, what you used to and what you want to use the most. Oh, there it is. Let's hold that nice and straight. Oh, have I got a dodgy hole here? Sometimes it don't marry up. Is there something in there? Let's get another one. And this is the darkest one. And I need that hole on the bottom one, yes. Just make sure I'm stringing the right strand into the right holes. Just gonna add 2 more and then we're gonna knot it off. That's it. So this would be a little bit too small for a bracelet yet. So bear with me. 5 more minutes. Margaret's saying these are lovely, but hopefully my tree will be here later. I am so looking forward to it coming. I do have 2 of the small trees to make, so we'll be going back to your previous video to make those today. Yes, so I did, when was that, Thursday? Was it Thursday? I never know what day of the week is. It was Thursday, wasn't it, when we did the trees? So obviously we are here every morning at 10 a.m, either me or the lovely Sarah. And on Thursday I did a gemstone chip tree with wire. Now you can either go back on Facebook and view all the different videos we did. If you then save or share this video, then it will be on your timeline forever. Also, what you can do on our website, which is totallybeads.co.uk, if you go into the Facebook tutorials, you can, it's saved, it's on there by date, so you can have a look. And at the top there is a big blue button which if you click on that, it will bring up the right video for it. But do please share these videos, because it's really nice to get new people into the crafting, and the more people we can reach, like things like this, if you go into Accessorize or any of the brands, I guess on the high street, you would think I would never be able to make that because it's quite complicated, but in reality things are quite easy to make. And you can be, making your own jewellery. And it's not just, I guess, what you make is probably will be cheaper than what you would buy it for. But I think it's that as well that, excuse me, I just need a sip of my coffee. But it's that you get the enjoyment out of making it. And I always say, I don't know how teachers do it. I don't know how they sit with 30 children day by day and teach them and have the patience for them. But then I can sit there all day and not along, like, just do beading, just do creating things. And it doesn't have to be jewelry. It can be like, the beaded candle holders, or it can be any of the other projects what we do with beads and wire as well, I guess. And just sit there all day and make them, and it feel quite therapeutic, and I feel quite calm, and I just lose myself so much. Like, I was doing these bracelets last Saturday an evening, and I was down here until 11 o'clock because we're launching them on Sunday. And 11 o'clock I said, no, I must go up now. It was one of those one more row night. So I call it's a one more row night when you can't put it down. You just want to do one more row. But because you're doing a stitch, you're going to do like, do 20, 30 rows before you even think about it again. So you lose all concept of time, I guess, because you're enjoying what you're doing. And I was here until 11 o'clock. Doing these bracelets, and I went upstairs and I got ready for bed, and I was like, oh no, I forgot I was supposed to do a Facebook Live at 7 p.m. on my page, and I completely forgot about it because I was so engrossed. I was enjoying myself so much making those bracelets that nothing else, I guess, mattered outside of it. So it's a really great, I think it's a really great to get to, and especially now if you're isolating or if you're in isolation, it's good to do something, or, learn a new craft, do something different, or perhaps, you've been never given a go for a certain technique because you either weren't showed properly, or you haven't seen it, or you don't know about it. And that's why I think it's great that me and Sarah doing these tutorials sort of together, because she will have different views on certain techniques than I have. So I'm going to tell you different tips what she's going to tell you. So that's it. Let's add 3 more just to sort of get a nice little length. So it's the medium color I'm adding next. I'm going to show you just in a sec how to set them again before I show you how to knot them off. So you will, if you just new and you just joined us, we're doing these lovely bracelets. They are really easy to make and so sparkly. You get the high street look with it quite easily. We got 3 different colors of kits on the website. So that's your purples, that's your monochrome, and these are your aquas. They are on offer today. They're usually £26, sorry, and it's $14.99 today. Each one of those kits then contains 60 Rivolis and 60 holders, so 20 of each of the colors. So in the monochrome you get 20 of the black one, 20 of this lovely silver grey, and 20 of the crystal clear one, and so is in the purple and the turquoise as well. So you can make 3 bracelets. If your wrist is normal size, or if your wrist is like my size, I can make 2 and have some left over. I need 24 for my wrist, which I got a really nice and big chunky wrist. And the other samples, but Sarah made these samples up some time ago when she was down here. They are got 20 of them on there. But your wrist might be even smaller than that, so you might be using even less. And you could do a lot of things with it. So these are just we're just making a little elastic bracelet, but I think, was it Jitty who was asking, you could absolutely do them for necklaces as well, because if you look at the row, so because there's a row going on at the top and there's a row going through at the bottom as well, and the holders as well. So if I added a larger bead at the bottom and I pull this out, you would have this really nice natural curving effect. So let's see, I added a 2 mil at the top and maybe a 3 or 4 mil at the bottom. That would space these out and make it into a nice little fan necklace as well. So you could use it for a lot of things, and it's a really, you get the high street look, I guess, here, because this is what you, if you go into I'm not sure what that obviously what you got near you on the high street, but we got accessorized and
you know, you can loads of them do jewelry like this, and even more sort of the high-end ones as well, they would have something simpler. And what the great thing about this, they are acrylic and they are look really nice and sparkly. So if you look at them, you wouldn't think they're acrylic at all. You would think, you know, they are crystal or they're glass. But I had a bracelet, this was a few years ago. We were away and I dropped it on the bathroom floor in the hotel, and because the bathroom floor was granite, that my crystal Rivoli just like broken in half in there, and I was a bit heartbroken because that was one of them what I bought, and it was quite expensive one. So with this ones, you would never ever have a problem like that, because acrylic, they don't really, if you're clumsy like me, and I am really clumsy, I'm often walk into things, I often drop things, I bang, you know, my hand against stuff, my wrist against stuff, so something like this is perfect for me because I know it's not going to break. And you know, if $14.99 for to make 3 bracelets, it costs you $5 to make one, so it's really reasonable as well. There you go. And I'm gonna add one more, and then I think we are about the right size for Lucy. So I'm gonna add one more just to sort of continue the pattern, because I am just picked up the darkest one and I want a nice continuous pattern. So darkest, so I think we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're gonna have 18 on this bracelet. And just adding the 2mm beads here. Now this I'm working with 0.8 elastic, and these beads got probably about the same amount of hole on there, but they still go there nice and easy. So I'm just adding, this is the medium color. I won't need those anymore. Right, so I want to take an empty holder next. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to knot my elastic to go, so the knots on the elastic will be inside the holder. So I'm going to add my 2mm spacer beads as normal. Just like that. And then I'm going to take an empty holder, and I'm only going to go through one of the holes. So I'm not going through to both of them, just through one of the holes. Now I have got these little springs here, which then I'm just going to add to the end of my elastic, just to sort of stop them to fall off until I deal with the other end. So here again, I'm going to pick up one of these lovely little beads and go through just one of the holes. So I haven't gone through 2, I'm just gone through one of the holes. I'm going to add this in here as well, and I just want probably about 3 inch there, which I'm going to need to knot them. So now I can pull all my beads up against that little spring, or you can temporarily like sort of add a little knot or something on it. So I got I don't want it too tight. Or let me just get rid of some of these beads here, sorry. We're gonna need 2, because otherwise they're just gonna roll over everywhere. And that's it. So on the other side, now I'm gonna cut the elastic, because this was the middle of our elastic and I needed them separated. So I'm just gonna cut it just like that. And then I'm going to take one of the last 2mm to do on the mat. It's easier, I can see it better. They're probably like a size 11 seed bead side, so, and it wouldn't pick up seed beads either, I guess. I would poke at them on the mat, and then they go much easier to go on your elastic. So now I'm going to take this end, and this is, I suppose, quite important when you're making 2-row or multi-row bracelets, to connect up the right strand with the right hole. So I always like to lay my work down, and then I would flip it over
flop it over just there, so it's I know this side, this strand is going to have to go into this hole, and this strand going to have to go into this hole. And again, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to come through one of the hole on the top and one of the hole on the bottom and pull this up. So with now our bracelet become, where's that? Continuous, that's it. So I'm going to take this spring off, and I want to leave the top row 2 together. I'm just going to add it to the bottom one so it holds it together securely until I knot this one. Now there is, as I said, I would use a surgeon's knot for this one. So I'm just going to separate my 2 ends out. So the first sort of half of a reef knot, you just you cross your strands over, and you're going to take one under the other, just any normal way, how I guess you would tie your shoelaces or do anything at all. And then I'm going to come back and do a surgeon's knot. So what's that mean? When I cross my ends over, one goes under the other one once, and then if I just did a normal knot, I would pull this tight right now. I'm going to take it through one more time. So as you can see, I created quite a few little twists around each other as well. And when I pull this tight, those little, because they were twisted around each other, they sort of bite into each other better. And we got the knot right there, and it's inside our Rivoli holder. Then I would take my clear nail varnish. So I got one here. I don't even know where is this from. This might be from Primark maybe. Somewhere I was with my daughter when I picked it up. So it doesn't have to be an expensive one. Anything will do. I just like to use a clear one because obviously when you're working with different materials, it will then really nicely and disappear. You could use a glue as well. But nail varnish is great because it's already have a little, how can I hold it so you can see it better? Probably like that. It has a brush on the end, so you're quite easily, you can go in there. So as you can see, your strands are, your knot is sitting just there in the middle. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit more. That's it, just a couple of little pulls to tighten it up. I want to apply the nail varnish or the glue on the top of this knot. Oh yes, if I pull it out like this, you can see. So the knot is just there. If I put my finger behind it, I don't want to apply the glue down here, which will be inside my holder. I want to apply it to my tail ends. And then what I usually do, I just take this, apply the nail varnish on the top of the knot towards my tail end, and then if I hold this up, I just left gravity to take a little bit of nail varnish and just seep over the top of the knot. I don't really want the nail varnish to go into the bottom knot, so I want that nice and but it's because it's the glue seeps into the top of the knot, it will be nice and secure. And normally I would wait until this is dries, but I'm going to cut this off now for you. I would probably leave maybe about 2 millimeters from the knot and then cut it. And then the knot will just sit inside that last Rivoli and we won't see it. So if I repeat to this side as well, let me just get this nail varnish out of the way, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to flick it and then it's going to be all over my table. So just go around once, pull this up, then I'm going to come back. I'm doing a surgeon's knot, so I'm going to go around once and then I'm going to take the same end around twice. So I created this lovely little twisted part here and I'm going to pull this up. Just give them some little pulls. I'm not really pulling too hard. I'm rather doing loads of little ones to get that elastic, what was it, twisted around sort of itself to have nice. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the top. Not glue, sorry, nail varnish. I just added nail varnish. I like to use nail varnish because it's got the brushing it already. If you want to use super glue, then I would do the same thing. I would apply the super glue on the top of the knot, just there, but I would apply it. I would never use the nozzle on the super glue. What I would use, I know this is a needle, but I would use a toothpick and just pick up a tiny bit of glue and just add it just on the top of the knot there, not below. I don't want any to go on, which is in my bracelet, just sort of on the top of the knot there. And again, I would do the same thing. I would wait until it dries, leave a couple of millimeters, and then just cut the ends off. And we got all our knots. I mean, this one is a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. We're going to cover that up. We got our knots inside the last Rivoli holder, and all is left to do is to take, that's the lightest color, isn't it? Take our last Rivoli and just put it on there, on the top of the knots. You might have to move these out of the way or push them together so you can get to your prongs and push it down. Then I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to close it up and just really just push down on the prongs so they're really nice on the top. So if you just joined, we're doing this, we just did these lovely bracelets. You can watch back the video on Totally Beads, well, forever, it stays there. We really appreciate if you share the videos, and because then it will be on your timeline forever, so you always gonna have it. You can also save the video in your Facebook, it's available on our website as well. You can go back and watch it there. So just made these bracelets. They are really nice and easy to do. They are acrylic square Rivolis. We can buy them in with the jewelry as well on our website. So they're 25p each, and then you have to buy the holders as well. But we got a kit at the moment, which is on offer. Usually it's £26, but it's $14.99 today. Makes 3 bracelets. So each one of the kits you have, let me just show it on you on the website. Each one of the kits you have contains 60 square Rivolis. So you got aqua, you got monochrome, and you got purple. And in the aqua, but each one of them, so in the aqua you got like a darker shade, a medium, and a lighter shade, and each one of those you get 20 each. On the monochrome as well, you get 20 each of 20 black, 20 silver, and 20 crystal, and the purple as well. Oh, I just clicked on that. But that's all on our website as well. You can buy them separately as well. They're 25p each. If you put 10 or more in a basket, they go down to 23p or 22p, Simon said. Really nice and easy make. All you need to do is, once you get your kit, or if you buy them separately, you got these little holders. They're made out of iron, and they plate them. You take your little Rivoli, make sure it's nice and flat on the top, and then I would hold it just like as a sandwich. Sorry, as I moved it, it's moved as well. So I would hold it down as you would hold as a sandwich, and then press the top prongs together, then the side prongs together. And then what I would do is to take my pliers. It doesn't have to be round nose, flat nose, doesn't really matter which one is it, and which one I can show you, which is sort of sticks up a little bit. So if you look at that from the top, I don't know if you can see that this prong is sticking out a little bit. So I would close my pliers, just hold it like that, and all I would do is just push down further on the top of the prong, just to really secure and tighten the knot. And that's all you have to do with them. These holders have 2 holes in them going through that way. So if I show you on the bracelet, you can see there is 2 strands of elastic going through there. I love making them for bracelets because they look like really expensive and really nice, but equally you could make them for necklaces as well, because adding a smaller bead at the top row and a larger bead at the bottom row, you would get a really lovely fan pattern going on. So let me just turn you around. Oh, I just want to show you what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a modified, not tomorrow, sorry. Tomorrow Sarah's going to be with you. She's going to doing lovely rings on with wire, with 0.4mm wire and crystal beads on
Today we're gonna be doing modified right angle weave. So I have to warn you down, Monday video might be a little bit longer, but we're going to use these lovely 5mm pearls, and we're going to create a pattern, and then we're going to come back and add decorations on the top as well. This is a really lovely technique as well. You can do it in 1 row, you can do it 2 rows, 3 rows, I guess as much as you want. But it's a really enjoyable. It's a technique called right angle weave, which if we did it a few bits before, when you sort of always you're going around in circles, but with modified right angle weave, just makes the process quicker, because the way how we gonna form our thread path is gonna make it much quicker to put your bracelet together. So that's what we're doing on Monday. And let me just turn this around and say hi. I can see you. So that's it for me today. I hope you have a lovely day today, and no matter what you do, let me just pop this down. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you make anything, we got a couple of groups called, I'm just trying to put something behind my phone so I don't have to hold it, so I don't wobble it, that's it. So we got some groups on our Facebook page. This is where you are now. If you're watching it, please do join them. Share pictures, whatever you make. Do share pictures, because you love to see it. I always say it's the proud mummy moment for me, because if I design something and do something and then you take it further and do something even more with it, it's just really nice for me, and I suppose Sarah as well. We really love to see your makes. So do join the groups and share your makes with us. Otherwise, we are here 10 a.m. We agreed to do for the rest of the June, and we see what's going to be happening, because me and Sarah both we started off these Facebook lives when the lockdown started, and it was something really just to give back to you and get you crafting and get you sort of interested and get you doing something at home. But it's really grown and grown and grown, and I'm just like amazed. There is so many of you every day come and watches us. So we said we're gonna do it for June, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen, because next to this, me and Sarah, we still got our full-time jobs, I guess. I got Sheila saying, really enjoyed this video. As you have said, it can be done by all ages. However, I'm sure my daughter will definitely be able to do this. She used the purple kit, and I have added more in different colors. This will make excellent Christmas gifts. Yes, this is like something, this is what I always said. This is why I asked you to share the video as well, because to make something like this, if you go into one of the shops and you look at this and you see that, oh, well, I can't really make that. Those components is not your normal components, what you would get or buy anywhere, on a daily basis, but we have them, and then you can make them really sort of, you get the high street look, you can make something really nice and really elegant and really, really sparkly with them. And that's why I love sometimes that you can have, when you sort of go along, and I did it as well, when I make a bracelet and I wear it and I go off to the school or wherever, and then people say, oh, I love your bracelet, where did you get it? And you say, oh no, actually I made it. And well, now they know that I'm sort of, this is what I do. But when I first meet people and there's like, really, you made that? You can make that? And you absolutely can make it, because it's a really easy technique for everything. So that's what we try to show you here, me and Sarah, I suppose, together. So have a lovely day. Enjoy your Saturday. The weather doesn't, I just looked at the window, sorry. The weather doesn't look very great here. It's quite overcast and it might rain as well. But I got a few things we want to do indoors, and Christopher's got he needs to make a Tudor house for school. So I think we're going to be jumping on that today and do a bit of crafting with Christopher. So have a lovely day. Oh, Doris is saying, Kitty, I hope you can still carry on with at least a couple of days a week instead of every day. Otherwise, we would miss you. Doris, we see what we do, because, we're trying to, at the moment, we are carrying on every day as normal. And we'll see what happens in the future. But we're hoping, I really enjoy this, because this is my, I guess, interaction with people outside of my family. And I'm hoping that we can, carry on as normal for longer. But we just see, and we see what happens. But we're definitely here for June, so do enjoy it, and But anyway, Sarah's going to be with you tomorrow and I'm going to be with you on Monday. So do have a lovely weekend, whatever you do. Share the video, post your makes so we can see what you do. And yeah, have a lovely crafty weekend. And Sarah's going to see you tomorrow and I see you on Monday. Bye.